YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some more NFL draft prospect rankings. This one's for 3-4 outside linebackers. Some of these guys could play other pass rush positions, may get drafted to do so. I just prefer them in this spot, so that's why I put them in this category. I already did the edge rankings, which are guys that are equally as effective at D end or this position at the next level, in my opinion. But there's not too many I ranked here, but I do like these guys a lot for there not being a lot of these guys here. They're pretty good. So, and it was tough to split some of these guys up. Number one is going to be Lorenzo Carter, the Georgia 3-4 outside linebacker. Some believe he can play a 4-3 DN spot. Some also believe he can play 4-3 outside linebacker. Be interesting to see if a 4-3 team drafts him, which I know there's a lot of 4-3 teams doing their homework on him. So I think, again, I like him at 3-4 outside linebacker, but I think I'd like him better at 4-3 outside linebacker over the DN spot. I don't really see him on the line. That's just my take, though. He could be good there. But very dominant player on that great Georgia defense, maybe the best in college football. I mentioned before, out of single game tapes out of all these draft prospects, might be my favorite one out of all of them is Lorenzo Carter versus Notre Dame. So impressive against that great blocking Notre Dame team. What a great game that was, too. He was the MVP of that game. He just dominated that game. Very impressive. He's sneaking in the first round. He can go mid to late first round. Very interesting to see where he would go, 3-4 or 4-3 team. But he comes in at number one on my rankings here. Number two, I think, has a chance to be number one, but is number two for now, is Arden Key. Interesting prospect. Off the field issues really aren't a big concern for me. Injuries not a big concern. It's really if he can maintain his weight. When he's at his right weight, which is lighter, he's a dominant player. He plays like a top 10 talent, but everybody wants him to gain weight. Is the NFL going to want to do it? I compare him to Leonard Floyd from a couple years ago. He's on the Bears. They had him gain the weight. He looks like he's playing well at that weight. Can it happen with Arden Key? I prefer him lighter because he's more athletic, just seems to play better in general. So he's one of the riskiest prospects in this draft, I'd say. He has a potential to be one of the best players in this draft if he's at his game, but he's kind of dropping. Pro day wasn't too good. Round two, some people are talking round three. I don't think he drops around three. That's a little too far for his talent. But again, it's risky, so we'll see. But he comes at number two. He could play 4-3 end, but I like him better at 3-4 outside linebacker. That's why he's on these rankings. Number three is Okoronkwo from Oklahoma. Another guy I prefer as a 3-4 outside linebacker. I don't see him playing on the line. Undersized is maybe why he's not considered at the top of this list. I'm not really too worried about it. He's a freak. He's very good at the position. He can rush the passer. For his size, he's very strong, so I don't think that's really a factor. So people just don't think he's tall enough, I guess what it is. But I'm not a big guy on size. Like, size doesn't really matter all that much as long as you can play. So I do like Okoronkwo. I think he'll go in the second round. Possibly can go three. Some teams could pass that on because he's undersized. Honestly, if somebody took him late first, I wouldn't really think it was it's a terrible pick. So I do like him a lot. I don't think he goes late first, but that's just my take on it. I think he's really just only a 3-4 outside linebacker. On to number four, it's going to be Uchenna Nwosu from USC, another guy off the ball linebacker. Prefer him at 3-4. I don't think he can play on the line. I think if somehow a 4-3 team drafted him, which I don't think will happen, I think he'd also play outside linebacker there. This guy's a pass deflection machine. He's at the top of the league with cornerbacks, with defensive backs. If you watch his tape, that's all you see. He's very good at reading the quarterback, and he's very good at batting that ball down. That's very impressive, very important at the next level. So some teams are really going to fall in love with that. Very good at reading the quarterback's eyes and timing that ball. So very impressive. This is a guy that could sneak in the second round, but also can go third round. Bottom line would be fourth round, but I see him on day two easily. On to number five, it's going to be Kemoko Turay. Another guy. It shows how good this group is because he can go in round two, but I expect him in that 3-4 range. I like him at 3-4 outside linebacker, but he could play that end position. Very good at rushing the passer, very violent player, so in a good way. So I do like Turay, a guy that's been kind of rising up boards. Again, he could sneak in that second round. We'll see. Got a good range of round 2 through 4. And again, there's not too many guys in this list, so I only got 2 more for you guys here. Leon Jacobs from Wisconsin, I like at that outside linebacker position. Maybe that best player from that Wisconsin defense in this draft. Pretty balanced defense, hard to split those guys up, but this is a guy that stands out to me. Him, maybe Nick Nelson, which different position. And then Bellamy from Georgia, the other 3-4 outside linebacker from Georgia. Another impressive guy, but obviously Lorenzo Carter, a much better prospect. But Leon Jacobs, I expect to go very early day 3. Bellamy could be the middle of day 3, could end up dropping to the late part of day 3. We'll see. But there's my 3-4 outside linebackers. I mean, there's some guys in my edge rankings that could fall into this position group. Just wanted to split them up based on my thoughts on them. After we get through these prospect rankings, I'll release a spreadsheet of all my final prospect rankings. A lot of them are already changing. The videos I already did, they've changed since then. So I'll release my rankings just in time for draft time. Anybody with a link from these videos or from Twitter can check them out. So stay tuned for all that. Got plenty more draft coverage on the way. We're getting closer. Trade scenarios coming, different mock drafts. My final mock draft, we're doing fan-voted mock draft. Link in description for those. As soon as we finish up with that, we're going to release a video for that. So a lot of fun stuff coming. 2 weeks away from the draft. But that'll do it for this one. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Goodbye.